The brand new Datsun Redi-Go takes on its chief rivals, the Alto 800 and the Kwid. Our CNB Viewers' Choice Contest winner drives home his brand new Kwid. And we're taking the top off the Mercedes-Benz C-Class, the Cabriolet review. So it's a fair amount that's packed into a brand new episode of CNB. Thanks for joining us. I know a lot of you have been saying that, well, the show's duration is getting smaller and smaller. I assure you that it's not like that. Our commercial time remains the same. It's just the format and the duration of the segments that's undergone a change, not the actual length of the show. So bear with us as we get used to our new formats here. I'm Siddharth Vinayak Partnkar. Let's get started with our top story. You've seen a glimpse of those three cars. It is the most exciting space because the smaller you get, the more competitive things get in the Indian car market. So with the new Datsun Redi-Go having driven in, how does it fare with its rivals? Let's take a look and find out. This is the highest volume segment in the Indian car bazaar, and it is still clearly ruled by the mighty Maruti Suzuki Alto family. The Alto 800, which dominates the Citadel, has recently been facelifted and now offers a bit extra. Now, the Maruti Suzuki Alto remains the country's top-selling model by a mile. So you might think that Maruti wasn't really worried about this huge, massive assault that was launched by Renault and the success that the Kwid has had. But Maruti was worried, and which is why before you can go in for a generation change on the 800, on the Alto 800, there was some extra tweaking. Remember, the facelift has already happened, the big change has already happened, but there is now another change, which is fairly subtle in terms of styling. You can see that it's really this shape of the bumper that's the most prominent, different sort of looking part of the car. You have new colors. There's a very bright green and there's this reasonably bright blue. And of course here on the Kwid you can see a lot of accessorizing that's been done with the chrome, which apparently a lot of buyers are opting for. Now, in the middle of all this comes the new entrant, the car that's hoping to challenge not just the market leader, but also its own cousin. And that car is the all-new Datsun Redi-Go that shares its architecture with the Kwid. But this is no cross-badged product, as the common platform doesn't really show up at all in most of what you see and touch. Some bits and switches inside are common though. The Redi-Go is quite a good-looking car. A bold face, large and well-sculpted headlamps, even LED daytime running lights in the bumper. Now, looks are always going to be subjective, but there is no doubt that this car, the Redi-Go, looks the most modern and the most contemporary and the most stylish. But there is something to be said about the nice wide, almost SUV-like stance and proportions that the Kwid has definitely got a lot of attention for, and one of the reasons why it's so popular. So the Kwid wins that round on practicality, while the Redi-Go trounces the other two in the beauty sweepstakes. Inside the cabin too, the Redi-Go is a lot more stylish, and that is despite the fact that it is very obviously a budget model. Seeing the body panel peeping through these very slim magazine racks on the doors, for instance, is really quite pathetic. Cost saving on some basic cladding there. The Kwid has the best sense of space and its digital cluster is funky and modern. The Alto has most of what the other two do, yet comes across as the most basic and dated. The Kwid also has the largest boot amongst the three cars. Under the hood, the Kwid and the Redi-Go are identical. Both use the same 799cc 3-pot that makes 53 bhp, and it offers segment best mileage of 25.17 kilometers per litre. Now, it's the same engine as the Kwid, but for some reason it doesn't sound so good in this car, and overall the NVH levels on the Redi-Go are pretty subpar. So the whole experience of driving this car is just kind of noisy, and the AC fan just makes it worse, because even on the first position, it's got this little hiss to it which is disturbing and just not okay. Having said that, it's a fairly efficient AC, but you also have the other advantage, which is that this is definitely the most striking, most well-designed and most stylish cabin. Plastic quality seems a little bit good too compared to the other two cars, and everything feels nice, including all the stalks and the switchgear. The other good thing about the Redi-Go's cabin is that because of the extra height of the roof, which is kind of exaggerated in the design on the outside, you get a good sense of space on the inside too. So the cabin feels a little roomier and airier as well, which obviously in this segment is a huge positive. The Kwid appears to have better sound insulation between the engine bay and cabin, so the engine doesn't sound as wheezy as it does on the Redi-Go. The gear lever also has a more solid feel. The Kwid certainly feels the most ample. It's got the most substantial feel of the three cars. It feels bigger than its rivals in terms of how it drives. It feels wider and definitely handles almost superbly in comparison to the other two. The Alto now, and its trusty old 800cc engine, continues to be efficient and surprisingly fun. The gearbox feels a bit crude now though. It's almost instant. You get into this car and it's very obviously the least refined product of the three. It's got this tin can like feel to it. It comes through. You get a lot of feedback from the road, feedback that you don't want. And the steering wheel is just kind of squishy. There's too much play in it. It doesn't have a nice sort of solid tight feel to it. Those are the really bad bits. But there are two very strong redeeming factors for the Alto 800. The first is that it's the zippiest of the three. It certainly is, and maybe you can just put that down to the fact that Suzuki knows what it's doing when it comes to petrol engines. And the second thing which stands out instantly in this horrendously hot summer that we are facing this year, it seems to have the most powerful air conditioning. It cools the car pretty quickly, and it's also not noisy. You don't need to have it on, like its fourth position to get the car cooler. It seems to do a little bit more of an efficient job on cooling. And as always, now we look at the prices too. The Kwid is the slightly bigger car, and so it seems to command a slight premium too. Variant for variant, it's higher priced. But its space, handling and customization options mean that buyers don't seem to mind too much. The Redi-Go though is the opposite end of the spectrum. Datsun is aiming to offer a more contemporary package than the Alto, like the Hyundai Eon had when it first came to the party. But unlike the Eon, the Redi-Go undercuts the Alto on price. So the choice becomes quite easy for me. This is the most compelling the Alto 800 has ever been. But it still takes the bronze medal here. The Redi-Go almost does enough, but falls short on sheer drivability, and so it must settle for silver. And the superior road manners and drive feel of the Kwid, despite its slightly higher prices, takes gold and takes the Renault through as the winner. Your thoughts on that three-car shootout? Definitely share them with me. I'd love to know what you think and how you like the look of that new Redi-Go versus the other two challengers. Now let's talk about the C-Class Cabriolet. This is a segment that's starting to open up for not just Mercedes-Benz but for most premium car makers worldwide. In India, cabriolets or convertibles, maybe they don't make too much sense, but you know what, that car is going to come here, and so which is why we of course have to review it for you.
Trieste, Italy, to get behind the wheel of the latest car from Mercedes-Benz. The new C-Class Cabriolet will get 8 petrol engines and 2 diesel engines globally. In India, we're likely to get the C300, which is the 2-litre petrol, and that's the car that we have for you in this review.
Now we started driving the Mercedes C300 Cabriolet from Trieste, Italy, and now we are here in the beautiful country of Slovenia. But what's not so beautiful is the weather. It's been raining cats and dogs ever since we started driving, and I haven't been able to feel the wind in my hair yet. So I'm hoping that the sun gods come out tomorrow and I'm able to experience the car better.
So the weather on our drive route was far from ideal. The C-Class is an elegant car to begin with, and once the engineers at Stuttgart decided to take the roof off, the glam quotient went up a few notches. The lines on the body are clean and make the car look sporty. The front end is similar to the sedans, barring the grille, which makes use of chrome pins rather than the two silver slats. The redesigned bumpers are sportier. The rear is totally different with sleeker tail lamps and a shorter boot.
The interiors are very luxuriously appointed. The dual-tone color scheme of deep red and black stands apart, and the car in itself reeks of elegance and class.
The C Cabriolet is a 2+2, which means that it does have seats at the rear, but only kids and slim adults will find it comfortable. Driver assistance systems, a Burmester audio system, command infotainment control with a touchpad, and much more. Mercedes-Benz's air cap and air scarf system ensure that you have a comfortable drive even in cold weather by deflecting the wind blast off the passenger space and blowing hot air on your neck respectively. That means the top can stay down even when it's chilly. The roof folds down in 20 seconds and can be operated at speeds of up to 50 km per hour. The C300 has a 2-litre 4-cylinder turbocharged motor that churns out 245 bhp at 5500 rpm and pumps out a solid 370 Nm of torque from as low as 1300 rpm through to about 4000 rpm. The 9G-tronic transmission unit makes light work of shifting through the gears, and in case you want to take the matter into your own hands by using the paddle shift. The engine has a broad mid-range and can happily cruise at triple-digit speeds without a hiccup. We might also add that the exhaust note was surprisingly delicious. And yet NVH levels are great. Even with the top down, the amount of noise creeping inside the cabin was minimal. Our test cars were fitted with the optional Airmatic suspension, and it provides an extremely balanced setup. This meant the car handled twists and bad roads with equal aplomb, something we found out on our drive across the border into the Slovenian countryside. The car has dynamic select that helps you choose from 5 driving modes suited to your needs. You can also opt for Mercedes 4MATIC all-wheel drive system or stay with the standard rear-wheel drive system on offer. Mercedes-Benz claims that the C300 can do the 0 to 100 km per hour sprint in 6.4 seconds, and it has an electronically limited top speed of 250 km to the hour. The C300 Cabriolet is a wonderful, well-rounded package that holds a lot of promise. But in a country where convertibles are not exactly popular owing to the extreme weather conditions, it will remain niche. On performance and practicality though, the C300 Cabriolet stands shoulder to shoulder with the sedan on most fronts.
Now on to our CNB Viewers Choice Car of the Year contest winner. We've already showed you a lucky winner who rode away with that brand new bike. That was of course a few days ago. Now it's our turn to make somebody really happy with a brand new car. The Renault Kwid was of course the CNB Viewers Choice Car of the Year, and a lucky gentleman in Bhuj in Gujarat is the winner.
And the winner, Renault Kwid.
The Kwid is the CNB Viewer's Choice Car of the Year.
The CNB Viewers' Choice Awards for both cars and two-wheelers sees an overwhelming response every year, with viewers getting to vote for their favourite products. And our tradition also sees two lucky people getting to own the winning car and bike that they voted for.
The winner is Bajaj Pulsar RS 200.
We've already travelled to Bangalore a few weeks ago when CNB winner Chirag got his hands on a brand new ABS variant of the Bajaj Pulsar RS 200. Now let's get the viewer's choice car of the year to its lucky owner.
We have driven down 1200 kilometers to meet and greet the winner of CNB Awards Viewers' Choice Contest. Remember, Renault Kwid won the biggest prize, and now let's go and meet the happy family.
The very lucky CNB viewer who won the Viewer's Choice Car Contest is a young family man from Bhuj in Gujarat, and he really has his wife, an avid CNB viewer, to thank for winning the Kwid. 36-year-old Jatin owns a retail textile firm in Bhuj and commutes very often to nearby districts in Gujarat. From his daily commute to some weekend family trips, Jatin plans to drive his new car pretty much every day.
लेडीज़ लोग जो मोबाइल लेके बैठते हैं वो उन लोगों ने मैसेज किया रहेगा.
उन्होंने मुझे मना कहा, लेकिन फिर भी आई वाज ट्राइंग माय लक एंड आई जस्ट, वो जब नहीं थे घर पे तो मैंने मोबाइल उठा के आई वाज रेगुलरली मैं ये वॉच करती हूँ कार एंड बाइक शो, तो मैंने ऐसे ही क्लिक किया और मेरे को बहुत सारी मतलब उसमें गाड़ियों की चॉइसेस आई थी. आई लाइक क्विड, so I voted for that.
Thanks NDTV and thanks Renault.
Meanwhile, the staff at Renault Gandhidham had got the spanking new Kwid ready to go. The RXT variant in Moonlight Silver was waiting for Jatin and his family. He has upgraded to the top-end variant and has also decided to pay extra for the optional driver's side airbag and some extra chrome customization. After the initial paperwork, Jatin and his family were walked through their new car in great detail and then followed it up with a few rituals. And finally, Jatin and his family were all set to take their new family member home with them. We wish Jatin and his family a safe and happy time with their new Kwid. Many congratulations from all of us at CNB.
Time for us to say goodbye to you. I hope you liked today's program. Please keep your reactions and your thoughts coming to our Facebook page or indeed on Twitter. I will see you on the program next week. Please wear your seatbelts. Please wear your helmets.